Hello, magical ones. Welcome to the podcast. I'm the Fairy Witch, and today we are out here in my front garden, or working on it to make it a garden. And this is my flower bed fairy garden. And as you can see, it's really overgrown. So I'm going to spend a little time with you this morning working on it as part of my full moon cycle offering to the fairies that I do once a month. And even though the full moon is past, I kind of missed it. I think I'm still under the wire, so I'm going to go ahead and work on that today with you. And so I'm going to do it by hand if I can, but as you can see, some of it has really overgrown. I may end up having to use the electric weeder. If I do, I won't do that on camera. I'll just pause and come back because it's just way too noisy. But again, we're going to work with this. And again, I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of fairy gardens and how it's a great project. So we're going to get started here. Ouch! Stepped on a weed. Not good. Sorry. Got a lot of prickly things out here. Okay, so it's like where to begin, you know? Probably should go with the lower end and move from there, I think. Yeah, okay. So let me get my tools and we will get started. Okay. So let's just start with an end and start pulling. Oops. Great. Okay, so you see I am making a little bit of headway. Sometimes the weeds are just so bad that it's best just to take everything out and, put it aside and then use the electric weeder and weed it all out and then put all the village back. I have done that a couple of times over the years. I think I can manage. I don't know, maybe this section I might have to do that, but so far on this end, I'm just hand pulling and it looks good enough. So, yeah, so we're making progress. And one thing you want to do before you ever do any gardening or work with the fairy gardens is be sure before you start working to tell the fairies what you're there for, that you're there and why you're doing it and what you're going to do. so that way they're aware and they get out of the way. And, you just want to do it to help them out, but you need to tell them that. And also, you never want to mess with the fairy ring. Although it does need to be cleaned up a bit, I don't want to mess with it, but it is right here. And you don't want to ever go into a fairy ring or put your hands in there if you can. Keep animals out of there, even as small as it is. I mean, you can have a great big fairy ring that's big enough to cover your whole front yard, or you can have a little small one like this. So either way, it's still their little community spot. You don't want to mess with it. And I'm not going to. But I am going to continue to weed around it. And sometimes things get knocked around as you're working. You just have to be careful and put it back. Neighbor's doggy is alerting me. Doggy's like, I see you. I know you're there. I can hear you. Oops. Come on. Stand up. Everything got knocked around here. Because sometimes the cats wander around in here too, though I wish they wouldn't. And they knock things over. Oh, this is hard on my back. Oh. Okay. Oh, and you can make your fairy garden as big or as elaborate as you want. Now, I've been adding to this garden for 3 or 4 years. You just buy a few little things at a time. Sometimes the dollar store gets stuff. Other times there's, certain websites you can go to that specialize in fairies and fairy garden items. Or you might just find them throughout this, winter and summer or spring in different stores. Okay, so the fairy ring is right here. And some of the stones, I think, are buried. Some have just been moved. Try not to reach in. I'm working on the outside. Yeah, I might have to add some stones. I think a couple are missing, actually. Okay, so I'll have to find a couple decorative stones somewhere and add them to it, but otherwise I won't mess with it. Yeah, everything got moved. The rain will make the mud heavier and it cover the stones, or the cats dig around in there. I need to dig it out a little bit better But we'll get back to that. Moving on. Some of these guys are really in here. Anyway, the importance of having a fairy garden is significant because it's a way to invite the fairies to your home. It's a way to show them gratitude for being nearby, because maybe they're helping you with your plants, maybe they're helping protect you from pests, maybe they're helping you with nature or the environment or whatever issue. Or maybe you've asked them for a specific reason that you need help, and perhaps they did it. So it's a way to show gratitude, because you never say thank you to a fairy, but you have to show that you are thankful. So you have to show it, not say it. So that's a good way to do it, is to have a fairy garden. Plus, they're just fun, and I mean, you can make them big like this. You could make your entire yard into a fairy garden if you want to. You could just use a flower pot. Perhaps you have an apartment or a mobile home. You don't have a lot of space, that kind of thing. You can make it big, you can make it small, you can make it indoor, you can make it outdoor, whatever. It's up to you. And it's a perfect gift for people, and it's a perfect project for yourself, for a friend, family, birthday present, Christmas present. Buy them a kit and they can build their own. It's perfect for seniors, and it's perfect for kids. Start teaching children about the fairies and nature. It's a good way to do it, is to get them started in making a fairy garden. They maintain it, check it out. Did the fairies leave anything? You're leaving offerings to the fairies doing it by that. It's all good. It's all a great project. So doing a fairy garden is beneficial, and you can do it all year long. You don't have to just wait till spring or summer. You can do it all year long. Oh. Okay, so I've gotten past the fairy ring. I'm right about here. And I think I'm going to have to pause the video and go ahead and use the electric trimmer, because all of this is just too bushy. There's pricklies in here. I don't want to cut up my hands, even with gloves on. So I'm going to pause the video, and I got to take everything out, and then I got to trim it, and then put it all back. But I probably will turn this back on as I'm putting the village back, so you'll see that. So I will see you in a few minutes. Okay, so I took out all the little village pieces here, and then I just used the trimmer and I cut it. Now I gotta go get the little rake so I can just rake out some of this, and that way I have a little more. It's a little bit cleaner, a little bit more to work with, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I've got it all raked out, and I did a little bit more because I'm actually going to add to the garden today. I'm taking down one that I had built and put out elsewhere, and I'm going to combine it in this one. So we are going to do that. I notice a few little things are still falling over here. Whoops. Let's get these guys back on track. Oops. Go. Okay. Alright, so let's start putting this village back together. Let's see, where to put everything now. I don't always remember where it was, so I do the best I can. Let's see. Let's put the little gnome village, I think, back here. Oops. House. That's oops. Bench. Unicorn. Let's see. One. Okay. Yeah. And some of these fairy garden items are really nice, like this particular one, because the manufacturer has put it on this little stick, this little wire, and it helps because you can just stick it into the ground or into your flower pot, and it keeps the item from moving as best you can. Nothing's perfect, but it does help. So I have a few little figurines of like that out here, but most of it, they're freestanding, so they get knocked down and the wind will blow them over, cats will knock them down, or heavy rainfall will make things fall over too. So you just kind of have to think about that when you're building it, and just figure it's not going to be the same. It's not going to stay there permanently, but it does give you a chance to play with it, move it around. Oh yeah, I need to change that out, or maybe I'll buy something new, or, maybe I can add to this or take that back, So it gives you a chance to play with it, and so it's fun. It's just, you have to look at it as once I put it here, it's not going to stay there, but that way you can keep dealing with it, keep messing with it, keep playing with it. I got my little... go. And some of this stuff is dollhouse furniture too. You can use dollhouse furniture if that's what you've got and you want to use it. You could repaint items, you could add moss to them, you could decorate them, or you can just put them out here. Like that's a dollhouse item right there. I forget what manufacturer it is, but it's that company that makes all the little cute kitties and bunnies and bears. They're little figurines, and they got like their whole little city and village, and you can buy all these really cute, neat play sets and stuff for them. So these two pieces are from one of those, and I just use them in the fairy garden. Little sand castle. Oops. I got a little fridge. It's like a little playground we're making right here, a little summer playground. And you can make a themed one too. That reminds me. You can make a themed fairy gardens. Like if you wanted a summer beach fairies, you could do that. They've got those items. You want a forest, you want Christmas, you want Halloween, you want... I think they even had like New Year's Day or 4th of July or something. Me, I just I do eclectic, and I kind of keep it the same. I kind of keep it, just whatever. I don't usually make a themed one unless I'm going to make it for a holiday decoration, or if it was going to be a present for somebody for a birthday or Christmas, then I would do that. And I have. See, and I got my garden fairy decoration on the peg here. It came out, so we're gonna put it back somewhere. Gotta find a soft spot for a hole. No, I didn't mean that wrong. I guess I could have been taken wrong. Didn't mean it that way. Moving on. Whoops. Okay. What can I say? It's early morning, and yeah, I have that sense of humor at times. Okay, let's see. If Matthew heard me, he would have taken that to a whole different level. That would have been a whole different dirty joke. Good thing he's not around listening. Okay, let's put this here. We got the little gate. Actually, I'm going to extend that out. I've got another bag. I was going to add some stuff to it, so let me get all these back out here where they belong. Oh, come on. You're going to fall. Darn it. Here we go. Okay, so let me go grab the other bag, and we'll proceed. Okay, so I had to put the rest in off camera. I'm almost out of battery, so I've got to wrap this video up. But I hope you found this interesting and inspiring, and get out there and do your fairies, make your fairy garden, and enjoy it. A way to connect to them. And that's kind of, doing your fairy work. So I hope you like this. It's finally cleaned up. Yeah, so have a fairy day. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and donate to our PayPal, which is listed underneath our channel name. Just click on it, or paste and search in your search bar, rather. Paste and copy, or copy and paste, one or the other. And just add donation note to it, and that would be fantastic, and we thank you. So in the meantime, have a good fairy day. Make your fairy garden with your family and friends. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.